You bet.
Well, this morning, the folks who write the daily political note at NBC News called this a welcome to the big leagues moment for Dr. Carson and the rest of the GOP field, arguing that tough vetting is a part of the primary process. Always? Take a look back to March of 2008. Senator Barack Obama was well on his way to clinching the nomination before any reporter bothered to dig into the story of, you may know this man now, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, and how the Obamas had for years attended sermons by the controversial pastor that featured calls for God to, quote, damn America, and off-color stories about President Clinton having sex in the Oval Office. Oh, that's just, I don't remember that one. There are plenty of others, though. Or what about the fact that Mr. Obama said that the March on Selma was what led to his conception? Only problem? He was 3 years old when the March to Selma happened, so that's weird. That doesn't work. And where was the vetting of Obama's memoir, Dreams from My Father? It wasn't until 2012, when a Washington Post writer published an Obama biography that disputed more than 36 claims in that memoir. And while the current media is clearly obsessed with Carson's college years, the big leagues have yet to produce a single transcript from President Obama's time at Columbia University. Much of this has been noted over the years by our next guest, Michelle Malkin. She's a syndicated conservative columnist and blogger and co-author of the new book out now, Sold Out: How High-Tech Billionaires and Bipartisan Beltway Crap Weasels are screwing America's best and brightest workers. She coordinated with Ann Coulter on the subtitle there. Great to see you, Michelle.
You too.
So, I mean, the full vetting of Barack Obama, was the media this aggressive back in 2008?
Well, you know, I was ROFL, rolling on the floor, when Josh Earnest, the most ironically named flack in the White House in American history, was arguing somehow that Barack Obama was savaged and vetted to the extreme by what turned out to be, of course, the stenographers of the Washington Press Corps. I used to award in the early years something called the Drool Bucket Award. But of course, we needed 20-gallon trash cans for the drivel that came out of the journalist in Washington who openly admitted that they were cheering and rooting for Obama. I have a long memory. This is the reason why I wrote Culture of Corruption back in 2009, because these people were failing to do their jobs. It was people like me who were doing the jobs that these people were failing to do. And I remember CNN footage of journalists, female journalists, who were oohing and eyeing because Obama was wearing jeans. You're killing me, they were caught on camera. The thrills up the leg and the chills up the spine. And it continued throughout the 2008 campaign.
It wasn't until 4 years into Barack Obama's presidency that we learned about his composite white girlfriend.
Yes.
That we only found out that she was a composite once he became president. And now we're learning some things about Ben Carson. But what if somebody had gone back and actually done a hard look at Dreams of My Father?
You know, the fact is that the double standards here are as glaring as a supernova. And what's happening is that the most damage that's coming out of all of these character assassinations on Ben Carson is the damage to the media. My pop culture reference is The Simpsons, because these media journalists, these media whitewashers for the left are turning out to be like Sideshow Bob. Like every time they step on one of their own stories, they're hit in the head, smacked in the face with a rake.
James likes that one.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about Sold Out.
Yes.
This actually relates to something Trump got questioned on in the last debate about these visas that we're giving to overseas allegedly skilled workers who come into the country and they take a lot of great jobs.
Yes, and the H-1B racket, I think, is really coming to the forefront now. This book, Sold Out, about these bipartisan beltway crap weasels, about the high-tech billionaires and their water carriers on Capitol Hill who are colluding to undermine the best and brightest workers in America. And look, I've got a lot of problems with Donald Trump. They're out in the open there now. But the one thing that he is doing, even if he doesn't understand his own plan that he's put out there, is at least he's talking and addressing directly the impact of massive illegal immigration on people at the low end of the pay scale. And now, with regard to these high-skilled workers, these are our best and brightest. These are people in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics who are being undercut and who are being forced to train their replacements who are coming from largely from India. And it is unpatriotic. It's treachery. And the entire GOP field needs to do what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, on his website, at least.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Michelle, great to see you. Definitely not a crap weasel. Good luck with it. Sold out.